Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. No matter where you are watching from, I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I'm so happy that you are here. Before we get started, remember to check the corresponding links in my description box. I've included resources there if you want to go deeper and connect deeper into the work that we do here or explore anything that we talk about on the channel. Today's podcast is all about the price of consistency. Yes. Now, when people think or hear the word consistency, they often assume the price must be enormous. They imagine discipline that feels like it's impossible, routines that are super exhausting, or effort that's so overwhelming that they don't know where to start. But through study and my personal experience, I've actually realized a very different outcome. Consistency gives the biggest returns. Let's say it again, the biggest returns. And I want you to think about this like a 401k or a high yield savings account. And I hope you can relate to those examples. Those types of accounts grow over time. However, the catch is you don't need to obsess over them every single day. So you simply contribute a little bit and you do that consistently. And over time, the growth compounds and you're thinking, yes, thank God I did that when you need that money. So consistency works very similarly, pretty much the same way. You don't need to do something massive every day. You only need to deposit very small, intentional actions regularly, and eventually those deposits will compound into something powerful, something magnetic, something huge in the long run. Now, I want to pivot into something very important, especially for women who feel burnt out. So if I were starting all over today, completely burnt out, which I have been in the past, which I certainly do not recommend anyone get to, but it is life, it happens. If I were starting over, overwhelmed and needing to rebuild my life, I would put all my focus into this one thing, and that would be self-care. That is where I would start. And that is where I would put all of my focus until I had a routine and a discipline and consistency. The key word is consistency that ran itself, that I didn't have to think about, that didn't feel overwhelming anymore. So I would start slow and I would start putting all of my eggs in the self-care basket. And here's why. If you're feeling like life is a struggle, everything feels heavy, feel burnt out, self-care really is the place to start, because self-care is something that you can control. And it's something that you can control in any season of life, no matter what season you're walking through right now. Self-care is something you can do. It doesn't require anyone else, but it gives such a huge impact in the long run, and it will make a huge difference in your life when you consistently invest in your self-care and invest in yourself. And that's mind, body, and soul. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And we're going to speak about a few practical steps that you should be taking, some things that you can do to start rebuilding your self-care routine. And you're going to be surprised because I'm not going to talk about any types of products to put on your face or anything like that. I think that is very minuscule compared to doing things that matter, things that you can automate and will give you the best return. And having a face care routine, yes, it's nice, but it's really not the root. And the first very important thing I think every woman should do, especially if you have been burnt out, drained, and you feel like life is not working right now, I really want you to hear me and I want you to go get your labs done. Go to the doctor and get labs done. And this is why. It is very important because it's going to give you information. It's going to give you the playbook on your body and tell you what is deficient inside of your body so that you can start there. And everything starts to become easier when you know the root, the cause of what is causing you to feel the way that you feel. And as I'm aging and getting older, I see that there are so many women who are afraid of doctors or afraid of the medical system. But understanding what is happening inside of your body is incredibly powerful. When you have real information, it becomes easier to care for yourself intentionally. Get your blood work done. Get your hormones checked. Very important. If you are the age of 25 or older, get your hormones checked. Look at your vitamin levels and understand what your body is telling you. Because if you have been in fight or flight and you have been deficient and your stress levels have been high, you need to get all of this stuff looked at so you can start building a practical self-care routine that is very intentional and that feels good for your body and what your body needs right now in this season. Don't get me wrong. Traditional medicine is not for everybody. And if you don't like traditional doctors and that's not your preference, there are other options. Some people work with holistic practitioners or functional medicine doctors, and you can still get the same outcome. The whole point and the key of this is simply to know what you need. You need to gather data and information on your body and what's going on the inside. And once you have that information, you can build a self-care routine around what your body actually needs. For example, maybe you're struggling with adult acne. Instead of guessing what's going on with your face, your labs and your lab work will reveal what's actually happening. So it might be a hormone imbalance, a food sensitivity. And once you know the cause, you can adjust your diet, your skincare, and your daily habits to match what your body actually needs. So no one talks about that. No influencers talk about that. That they're just selling you products and you're just trying it and you're like, my acne isn't going away. But you don't even know what is causing the acne. So you're buying all these products that they swear works for certain things, but it doesn't work for you because you don't really know what's going on. You may have another issue. The point is, self-care really does become intentional when you understand your body and what's going on the inside. Another very important thing for women is tracking your hormones. Hormones affect everything: your mood, your energy, your sleep, your stress levels, and even how your body responds to exercise and food. So go and get your hormones checked so that you can know what vitamins or what medicines that you need to take, if any, to help you on your journey. And I also believe that as women, we should stand up for ourselves. We should be our first advocates, not also for our children and the people that we care for. You should be an advocate. So seek different opinions. Don't be afraid to go out there and say, I'm going to find different options. If an option doesn't sit well with you, if a medication doesn't seem right to you, look into other options. Push for the doctors and the practitioners to listen to you. If you feel there's something wrong in your digestion, don't just let someone tell you, oh, it's just bloating, but all your symptoms are there. The symptoms aren't going away and they keep dismissing it. Oh, it's just bloating. No, ask a biopsy to see if there's anything going on. So all of these are very important because that you are your first responsibility. You have to care for you. No one else is going to do it. You have to advocate for you. If you are not comfortable with something, speak up. If you don't like something, speak up for yourself. That is so very important. Also, the people who are closest to you, if you have a spouse, your mother, your parents, your siblings, if they are close to you, also tell them your wishes so that if you can't advocate for yourself, they can step in for you because they understand what you want and what you need. It's always good to have those things prepared early so that in the event anything happens, you are set and people know what you want. And once you start building a self-care routine that you love and that is intentional, that feels good for your body, something interesting really does happen. And that is that you stay consistent by default because you are getting results. A lot of times we find self-care, diet, exercise to be quite difficult because it's a slow burn or we're just not getting enough results. But when you are intentional and you know what type of foods your body responds to, what type of sleep patterns your body responds to, and all of that good stuff, it's so much easier to be consistent because you're getting results and those results feel good. And that's how you're going to slowly come out of burnout. That's how you're going to consistently build a long-term foundation for your body. And the best part of having a self-care routine is that it doesn't require anyone else. That's the best part, that you can do it any season of life, any point, anytime, no matter where you live in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, you can do something for yourself. And that is so powerful because you literally get your power back. You literally have the power and the autonomy over your body, over your mind. And before I go, I really wanted to leave you with this verse from the Bible, and it comes from 2 Corinthians verse 4 through 18. And it says, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." I love that scripture when it comes to self-care and how important it is for us to take self-care very seriously and for us to know what's going on in our bodies. So many women have been diagnosed with tragic things because they caught it so late. They didn't know. They had symptoms that they could see, but they didn't know what was really going on, the things that they couldn't see. They didn't know, they didn't have an understanding of the things that they couldn't see. So they succumb to the things that they couldn't see and they end up passing away from disease, cancer, or anything like that. That is why self-care is so important for the things that you can see. And that's why I want to advocate on today's podcast. Please, ladies, get your self-care in order. That's what I wanted to tell you today. And I hope that scripture puts it in perspective for you. With that, start your self-care. Take it slow. Start from the inside. Take care of what's happening internally first. Then consistency will automatically follow by default, which is so great and amazing. That consistency will compound, and over time, you will be left whole. You will be left complete again. You'll be left feeling great and empowered because you have the answers. Make those beautiful daily deposits into yourself because you are worth it. You are worth it, absolutely worth it. And everyone needs you to thrive and be your best self. I truly hope this message helps somebody today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.